with another reaction videos. And this video we're going to be reacting to today is Top 10 Celebrity Conspiracies. This is by All Time Tens, great channel. Stopped watching their videos recently, but I saw this one and I thought this is interesting because I like conspiracies. So the link to the original video will be in the description down below. And sorry, hang on, let me just sort the camera out. And if you want more reaction videos like this from me, or more gameplay videos from me, hit the subscribe button down below. Okay, here we go.
10 bizarre celebrity conspiracy theories. Number 10, Justin Bieber. Our first bizarre conspiracy in this cavalcade of strange theories really is a case of snake news. Oh yes, it's the theory that the Beeb himself is actually just one big lizard man. Yeah, really. Speculation for this one first came about following his arrest back in 2014. Some Redditors took note of Bieber's blink while he was being filmed in court, alleging that he looked lizard-like. Here it is, and okay, so maybe in some ways you could say that his human eyes transformed into those of a reptile, but then you could also argue it was just a case of poor filming quality, or a glitch, or literally any other explanation. But we'll leave you to make up your own mind on that one. Then, though, in 2017, an Australian website published and then quickly deleted an article detailing that Bieber was seen transforming into a lizard in public. According to screenshots posted to the totally legit site yournewswire.com, taken before the post was deleted, J. Bieber allegedly shapeshifted into a giant reptile, complete with coloured scales. His head shrunk, his eyes went black, and he grew a foot taller, becoming his true alien reptilian self in front of us mere mortals. He's not been seen doing it since, though, and there's no news yet on why the article was taken down. Number 9, Beyonce. There's nothing stronger than the love between a mother and her daughter.
Just gonna pause it there a second. So the Justin Bieber conspiracy, I've heard. I've seen it on numerous videos, and I don't know. My opinion on that is I think it's a bit stupid, to be honest, because it just doesn't seem possible. Like, there's a few other conspiracies about lizard people as well. It's not just Justin Bieber, there's other celebrities as well. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but it just doesn't seem likely. It doesn't seem possible. In my eyes, it doesn't seem possible. In my eyes, right, I'm a realist, and I think that a lot of things like ghost, paranormal stuff, I think a lot of it is a load of shit, because I've never seen any proof myself that poltergeists or ghosts or anything like that exist, and until I see actual proof myself. I've seen videos on the internet and stuff like that, but videos on the internet can be edited. They can be, there's so many things that can be done to videos on the internet to make it look like the ghosts are real and stuff like that. So until I actually see in real life proof that ghosts exist or paranormal activity exists, then I'm not going to believe it. And as far as lizard people and stuff like that, again, unless I see proper proof in real life or an actual video clip that has been not edited or anything like that, and it actually shows somebody shapeshifting into a lizard or whatever, I'm not going to believe it. I'm going to believe that everybody who exists in the world is human, and I'm not going to believe anything else because there's no proof out there. Anyway, let's get on with the video. I probably am going to pause after every post, after every conspiracy, just to kind of talk about it and give my opinion on it. I apologise if you're not going to be into that, but that's what I'm going to do.
Don't believe me? Well, ask Beyonce and Solange, as this conspiracy suggests that Sister Sister is not the true nature of their relationship at all. Okay, so Beyonce is 37 and Solange is 32, so if this conspiracy is true, it would mean that Beyonce had her when she was 5, seeming unlikely so far. But if Beyonce is lying about her age, as the theory claims, she could have given birth to Solange as a teenager. The theory suggests that this is indeed the case, and as young and apparently pregnant Beyonce was reaching fame, her mother and father allegedly raised Solange and passed the pair off as siblings. Now, we have to remember that people are already convinced that Queen Bee has been lying about her real age for years. Someone who claimed to work for the Department of Health in Texas supposedly found her birth certificate and claimed she was actually born in 1974, not 1981. While this may hint that Queen Bee could be lying about her age, it does nothing to prove that she gave birth to her own sister, so jury's out on this one, I guess. Number 8, Britney...
Okay, I've not really got much to say about this one. Not heard this conspiracy. As far as Beyonce being her sister's mother, again, it's all about the proof. And there's not much proof. I mean, you got that birth certificate there, but that could have easily been edited. But okay, yeah, they look a lot like each other, but siblings generally do kind of have a similar look. They just generally do, because especially if they've got the same mum and dad, they're gonna look very similar. And yes, they look very similar. In fact, near on twins. But that's what I'm saying. Siblings can look a lot like each other. That's literally all I've got to say about it. I don't believe in the conspiracy. So both of the conspiracies so far, I haven't believed in, or I don't believe. So let's continue. We've got Britney Spears next.
Spears. News headlines back in the noughties were dominated by two people, George W. Bush and pop princess Britney Spears. While this may just be a statement of fact to most, to some it may provide cold, hard evidence. Evidence that, wait for it, the pop princess was secretly working for the Bush administration. Yep, that's right. Her job role, well, it was as a distraction artist. Every time the president was facing some kind of public relations fiasco, she was to steal his thunder by doing something that would steer the headlines away from him and towards her. Okay, so let's look at the evidence here. In February 2007, President Bush announced the reformation of Al-Qaeda in Pakistan. Very bad news. That very same night, Britney had her infamous meltdown where she broke out of rehab, shaved her head and attacked a paparazzi with an umbrella. Mary Poppins style. I wonder which one of these stories made the most headlines. Here's a clue, it was the second one. Later that same year, Britney announced that she and then-husband Kevin Federline were separating. Conveniently, she announced this today right before an important midterm election that would decide President Bush's political fate. Number 7, Keanu.
I've heard this one as well. I don't believe the conspiracy. I think it's just a very, very high coincidence that the same time Britney Spears announced these things going on in her life, there was something also going on with George W. Bush. But let's be quite honest, right? There was always something going on with George W. Bush, so it would have been quite hard for Britney Spears to come out with something not at the same time that there was something going on with George W. Bush, because, as I say, there was always something going on with that man. He was so controversial. It was controversial after controversial after controversial things going on with him. It was ridiculous. So I think it's just a very high coincidence that these things happened at the same time. There we go. Oh, come on.
Reeves. Some celebs look really good for their age. There's Jennifer Aniston, Paul Rudd, Pharrell Williams, and of course, Keanu Reeves, who's 54. Yeah, 54. But for some people, well, they think the actor's age-defying looks are simply too good to be true. In fact, they've gone as far as to say he's immortal. Literally immortal. They better have some hard photographic evidence to back this up, but oh wait, they do. Well, okay, kind of anyway. Conspiracists claim there's a bunch of paintings from throughout history that resemble the actor, and it's these pictures which are the proof of his immortal reign. Which pictures have we got then? Well, there's the picture of French King Charlemagne. Oh, and that picture of French actor Paul Monet. Wow, they really do look alike. Glitch in the Matrix, I guess. Hey, wait a minute. Speculation then increased further after Reeves did an interview in which he said, "Money's the last thing I think about. I could live on what I have already made for the next few centuries." The next few centuries, you say? Very suspicious. Or just an offhand comment that people went a bit too crazy about. One of the two. Number 6, Lynn.
I've heard this conspiracy as well, about him being more... Let's think about this for a second, right? So, celebrities got a lot of money. Most of them, anyway, if they haven't lost it all in gambling and all that shit. Most of them have got most of them have got a lot of money. Millions, in fact. Is it out of the realm of possibility that Keanu Reeves wants to keep his young looks, so he's had some kind of surgery? So, let me put it this way, right? So you've got all these celebrities that try and make themselves look younger by having surgery. Now, some celebrities, they go too far and they look ridiculous. Some celebrities, they just have the right amount so it doesn't look like they've had surgery, but they still look very decent for their age. Could this not be the case for Keanu Reeves? Could he have not had some kind of surgery to make himself stay a bit younger than what he already is? And could he not keep getting it just a little bit every couple of years or every year, just a little bit, so it doesn't look like he's had surgery, but he has had surgery? I mean, is that out of the realm of possibility? Why do people all of a sudden think they go to the extreme and think, oh, he must be immortal because he's not aging? But a lot of other celebrities don't seem to age because they have surgery, especially female celebrities. I mean, okay, Courtney Cox is one of the examples where she went too far and it was so obvious that she'd had surgery. But Jennifer Aniston, she's had surgery, but it was not that noticeable. I mean, it was a little bit noticeable, but not that noticeable. A lot of other female celebrities, as they've got older, have had operations and surgeries and stuff to keep them younger. But nobody ever thinks, oh, they're more immortal. I don't get people sometimes. I just don't get it.
Lindsay Lohan. Remember Disney's 1998 movie The Parent Trap? How our young minds thought that it was two different girls playing Annie and Hallie? Then, of course, as we got older, we realised that it was in fact just split-screen technology and both parts were played by child star Lindsay Lohan. Well, at least most of us realised this anyway. Some did not. In fact, some claim there was in fact another star of the movie. That star was none other than Lindsay's twin sister, Kelsey Lohan. Okay, let's back up here. One bizarre theory suggests that after filming ended, Kelsey Lohan died in a car accident, and Disney covered it up so the film wouldn't be impacted as a result of the tragic news, because, you know, Disney apparently are Hydra. As part of the alleged cover-up, they simply claim that Lindsay played both parts instead. An even more extreme theory held by some is that Disney was responsible for the death of Kelsey, and she wasn't as good an actress as Lindsay, who they wanted to be the main star. Oh, and this theory, by the way, apparently explains Lindsay's episodic meltdowns over the years. They're allegedly the result of the star living with the cover-up of her sister's death this whole time. Number 5.
See, okay, so here's the first conspiracy that I actually believe. Because it's not out of the realm of possibility, because you think, right, you look back at every controversial thing that Disney has done. Is it out of the realm of possibility that they could have covered up a death of a star's sister? It's really not, because they've done a lot worse. And it would explain why Lindsay Lohan always seems to go off the rails and always seems to have a hard time. You think about it, right? You think about that secret that you've got to keep, that well, it's not just a secret. The grief that you had to go through to learn that your twin sister has died in a car crash, and then you're not really even allowed to grieve. You've got to just continue as if she never existed and keep it as a secret because Disney don't want anybody to find out that Kelsey died. So they made it up that Lindsay Lohan played both parts in that movie, which again could be possible because it wouldn't be the first time that that's been done. I mean, Friends is an example. Phoebe Buffay and Ursula are played by one actress, Lisa Kudrow, but it's made it's made to look like it's two different actresses. I mean, and that was like 1990s, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that an old film like whatever it was called, I can't remember. It wouldn't have been out of the realm of possibility that Lindsay Lohan could have played both parts, but it's just there's too much evidence that to show too much evidence to show that this conspiracy is true. I mean, she goes off the rails all the time. She looks like she's always miserable. She doesn't look like she enjoys life. I mean, you think that you weren't even really allowed to grieve your sister's death, and then you've got to cover it up and keep it secret for all these years. Can you imagine what that would do to a person? And people wonder why she goes off the rails all the time. I personally believe this conspiracy theory. I don't know about all you out there, but I personally believe it.
Lady Gaga. To most, The Fame Monster is simply the title of a 2009 Lady Gaga album, but for others, well, it's an apt title for the woman who made it. Okay, that's a little harsh, but that's because according to this theory, which is outlined on Reddit, Lady Gaga killed fellow musician Lena Morgana by pushing her off a roof in 2008 in an act of jealousy. Allegedly. She then stole her style and her songs to launch her own career. Again, allegedly. Is it simply coincidence that Gaga's big break came just 2 weeks after Morgana's death? These conspiracy theorists think not, but what they do think is that Gaga left subliminal messages about her guilt in the music videos, because if you've committed a crime, you definitely want to leave clues all about it. Anyway, the balcony scene in the video for Paparazzi is said to hint at Morgana's demise. A newspaper in the video reads, "Lady No More Gaga," which some theorists believe is too similar to Morgana to be a coincidence. Gaga's fans, however, have highlighted that the singer was actually filming the Poker Face video on the day that Morgana died. But hey, why should we let simple facts like this get in the way of all the crazy speculation? Number 4.
Not heard this one, but I don't believe it. Because if Lady Gaga did this, wouldn't she be caught by now? Like the people investigating Morgana's death, wouldn't they have linked all the different subliminal messages in Lady Gaga's music videos and music and thought, maybe she did it? Wouldn't they have dragged her in for questioning by now? Wouldn't it have been all over the news? Lady Gaga has been arrested or is being questioned over the death of Morgana. Wouldn't it have been in the news? I just don't think the subliminal messages in her music videos and the fact that she got a big break 2 weeks after Morgana died, I think that's a coincidence, and I think all these subliminal messages, I think people are just looking too much into them. It's too far-fetched to say that Lady Gaga killed somebody because she's got subliminal messages in her music videos, and 2 weeks after the person she allegedly killed, she had a big break. I think it's too much of a stretch to say that she killed somebody because of all that. I think it's just too far-fetched. Anyway, Lorde.
Ever since Lorde came onto the music scene, people would say, "I can't believe she's only 16. But some conspiracists actually meant it. They really could not actually believe it. What they believe is that the pop star was born a lot earlier than 1996, as she claims to be. This theory first gained ground in 2014 when she told a magazine, "The Virgin Suicides really resonated with me as a teenager. I mean, I am still a teenager." Okay, most of us wouldn't think twice about that statement, but conspiracists took it as evidence that she's lying about her age. They claim that since The Virgin Suicides came out in 1999, Lorde would have to have been born in the early 80s to be a teenager when she first saw it, meaning she would be in her 40s today. Then she added yet more fuel to the fire in 2014 when she joked to Vanity Fair, "Hi, I'm Ella, and I'm actually 45. In fact, this, let's face it, baseless theory got so out of hand that the website Hairpin coughed up $17 for a copy of her birth certificate. And you'll never guess what, it showed that Lorde was born in 1996. Number 3.
I'm sorry. It infuriates me, these kind of conspiracies. I don't believe this for a second. Lorde... People take things that celebrities say so literal. Like, so literal. I mean, it's ridiculous. Is it not out the realm of possibility that some celebrities say controversial shit just so people will... just to mess with people's head? Lorde looks nothing like 45. She looks very, very young. She doesn't look like she's had any work done to make her look young. She just looks young because she is young. I don't even really need to say much else about this conspiracy theory. It's just completely and utterly fucking stupid. And anybody that believes this theory, apologise if I offend anybody out there right now, but anybody that believes in this theory is fucking stupid.
Avril Lavigne. Remember
Avril
when
Lavigne.
Queen of Heavy Metal Avril Lavigne changed from tomboy skater girl to her I can be your girlfriend girly girl? Well, according to conspiracy theorists, the only explanation for this radical transformation is outlined in the Brazilian blog Avril Este Morta. And for those of you who maybe aren't up to speed with the Portuguese, that title literally means Avril is dead. Yet this theory suggests that the old Avril Lavigne took her life in 2003 and was replaced by a lookalike named Melissa Vandella. Replaced so that Lavigne's record label could continue profiting off her, naturally, like a modern-day Paul is dead. So where exactly is the evidence for this crazy theory? Well, conspirators say the proof lies in the comparison of pictures between 2003 and now, where there are some very subtle differences. Very subtle. And yet potentially the most convincing evidence, for the conspiracists anyway, is Lavigne's music itself. They believe the songs are riddled with hidden messages from the new Avril,
Right, hang on a
letting
minute.
fans know that...
I want to go back. Can I go back? No, I can't go back.
The old Avril is dead. For example, in her aptly titled 2004 hit, Slipped Away, she says, now you're gone somewhere you're not coming back. Number 2, Taylor Swift.
I didn't see the picture comparison, but again, here's my opinion, right? So she went from skater boy, tomboy to girly girl, right? Isn't it out of the realm of possibility that... Sorry, I know I keep saying realm of possibility, but isn't it possible that the skater boy, tomboy, Avril Lavigne wasn't her real self, and that when she first came about as a pop star, perhaps her record label wanted her to seem like a skater boy, tomboy, because of this, and they wanted her to be that kind of character, and made her write songs like Skater Boy and Complicated and stuff. And then she got so pissed off and maybe begged to let her be herself, and then this girly girl came out. Isn't not possible that kind of thing could have happened? Record labels are always forcing pop stars and shit to be characters that they want them to be, because they think that will make them the most money. And maybe she got so pissed off, she got so pissed off and begged to be her real self, and they gave it to her. Why do people always jump to the extreme? Oh, she must be dead because she's gone from a tomboy to a girly girl. This happened in real life before. I'm sure there's girls who, when they were younger, were a tomboy and stuff like that, and then when they got a bit older and a bit more mature, turned into a girly girl. I'm sure that's happened many, many times. I'm sure there's plenty of you out there that's happened. I mean, when I was younger, I used to act like an emo. I never used to dress like an emo or anything like that, but I used to hang out with emo people. I used to hang out... I had an emo girlfriend. I used to be quite emo. But I'm not now. I must have died. And I must be a new person because I'm not an emo anymore. It's fucking stupid.
Okay, so get this. Taylor Swift and Zena LaVey are allegedly the same person. Yeah, that's right. Oh, you don't know who Zena LaVey is? Well, actually, we don't really blame you for that. She's the daughter of infamous American Satanist Anton LaVey, and from 1985 to 1990, she was the high priestess of the Church of Satan. Yikes. So what could she possibly have in common with pop princess Swiftie? Well, according to the true believers, the proof of their claim is, well, just look at the pictures of them.
So I've heard of this conspiracy. I'm sorry for pausing the video again. I won't really talk much now. I'll talk after the conspiracy theory is finished. But I just wanted to pause it on this image right here. They do look a lot like each other. Coincidence? Most probably.
Both are blonde, have the same arched eyebrows and facial structure. In fact, we even found it difficult to deny the likeness here. But we've also done the math. Taylor Swift was born in 1989, like the album she had, and LaVey was born in 1963, and she's still alive. So, sorry guys, they're definitely not the same person. Although, we've never seen them in the same room at the same time. For others, however, well, they've opted for the theory that Swift is obviously a clone of the Satanist, carried out by the Illuminati. Of course, those guys. When will they ever stop? Number 1.
Okay, so I'm not really going to talk much about this one, because I kind of just talked about it a little bit there. They look a lot like each other. It's obviously a major coincidence. The Satanist daughter is still alive now. Taylor Swift, obviously still alive. Not been seen in the same room. Simply because they don't hang about in the same social circles, or they're not even in the same kind of field. Taylor Swift's a pop star. Whatever the other woman was called, she's a Satanist daughter, and she worships Satan. Why would they ever be in the same room? I just think some of these conspiracy theories, some people are just really, like, stupid. Just plainly stupid. I don't know. Anyway, J.K. Rowling. I don't think I've ever heard a conspiracy about J.K. Rowling, so this is an interesting one.
J.K. Rowling. We all know that J.K. Rowling was a struggling single mother who wrote the first Harry Potter book after coming up with the idea on a train. Or do we? According to this conspiracy theory, this eureka moment didn't happen, and J.K. Rowling, as we know her, is not real. Whoa, okay, wait, so who came up with the brainchild that is Harry Potter? Well, theorists think that the story of the young wizard was actually conjured up by a team of advertisers and writers who were able to create a franchise with global appeal. They also reckon that the woman we all think is J.K. Rowling is actually an actress who's been hired to play the part of a British author to romanticise the invention of the franchise. Not a bad gig to get though, right? Then in 2005, movie director Nina Grunfeld critically asked, is it possible one person can write 6 thick books that are translated into 55 languages and sell more than 250 million copies in less than 10 years? Well, yeah, it is possible. What do we say to this theory? Ridiculous. So that was 10 of the most bizarre conspiracies.
Yeah, that last one's just ridiculous. I don't really have much to say about it because it's that ridiculous that I don't really want to give it the time of day. But yeah, I really enjoyed that video. I love conspiracy theories. I really do. And if there's actual proof out there and shit, it actually really interests me. Because I always think, what if? Maybe it could be true. But then I listen to some conspiracy theories, which, to be fair, I think about 8 of the 10 in there were conspiracy theories that I've listened to in the past, and I'm thinking, oh, just shut the fuck up. It's not possible. You know, regardless of the fucking proof, it's just not possible. The only ones that I kind of believe are the Lindsay Lohan one, and was there another one? No, there wasn't. So 9 of the 10 I didn't believe, and the Lindsay Lohan one was the only one that could actually be possible, in my opinion. I mean, this is all my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying this is fact or anything like that, because we all have our opinions. We're all entitled to them. But yeah, not really got much else to say. I really hope you enjoyed that video. I apologise for the amount that I've talked in this video, but I like to give my thoughts on conspiracy theories. But I do hope you've enjoyed this video. The link to the original video will be in the description down below. It was by All Time 10s. Go and subscribe to them, they're an amazing channel. And if you want more videos like this from me, reaction videos like this from me, hit the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you in the next video. I fucked my outro up. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.